That's my son there, Marshall.
He looks like a great kid.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know. You know, he was 3 months old when I began my term. My wife remarried, and he was raised by, he thinks of his stepdad as his father.
Oh.
No, I mean, I owe the guy, really. You know, he's been a pretty good dad.
Hey. They're willing to move for a finding of your legal innocence.
That's it. No money.
No.
15 years for a murder I didn't do, they offer nothing.
They don't feel they were negligent. Plus, the state doesn't like to admit mistakes. Goes to a fear of getting sued.
Why haven't they moved for a legal finding on their own long before now?
As I said, they don't like to formally acknowledge mistakes.
So if we continue on, can we win?
Honestly, I don't know. They'll claim, given all the evidence, your arrest was reasonable. After that, it was a jury that convicted you. We obviously can't sue them.
We won't win.
I don't think so.
Bobby, I know that you took this on a contingency. And 33% of nothing isn't much. But given that I did 15 years, I would like to at least give them 3 days of hell.
A summons?
I need you to testify.
Why?
Because you were the DA who prosecuted him, Ken. It was one of our first trials when our relationship was formed, remember?
You blaming me?
I'm certainly not blaming. I'm just exploring how an innocent man ended up serving 15 years.
Look, I've spent a lot of money in therapy, you piece of crap, and I'm trying now to be nice. I've held out an olive branch to your firm. If you intend to thrash me with
That isn't the case. I just want your take.
my take, you come after me, I'll fillet you, Bobby. Right in the courtroom for the jury to see.
I can see those therapy dollars at work.
Don't do this. That's a warning.
You have your summons. I'll see you in court.
Everything okay?
No. Will you argue?
What?
I'm over my head. I'm going up against John Wicker from Goodman. You believe that? They've got Wicker.
You said you were ready.
I am. But let's face it, Lindsay, I'm suing in town for having a soccer program. Add to that, I've been to court twice in my entire life. Add to that, they've got Wicker. Add to that...
Are you okay?
Lindsay, sometimes I sort of freeze.
What do you mean?
When I get nervous or... I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
The victim was a 70-year-old retired school teacher, robbed, beaten to death with a wrench. I was lead detective on the case.
And Detective, what led you to conclude that Louis Nyler was the killer?
2 eyewitnesses gave a description matching his. One picked him out of a lineup. He had no alibi. His wrench was the murder weapon. And he confessed.
He initially maintained his innocence.
They all do.
But this one was innocent. At what point during your interrogation did my client confess?
Approximately 28 hours.
He was in that room for 28 straight hours.
Yes.
You basically wore him down.
The confession was voluntary.
Detective, a month after my client was convicted, another man confessed to the killing. Isn't that right? A man by the name of Mark Carter?
Unfortunately, we didn't think that confession was credible. I thought he was trying to make a deal on a different murder he'd been charged with.
And last year, 15 years later, you finally did a DNA analysis on the wrench, didn't you?
Yes?
And what did that analysis tell you?
That Mark Carter was indeed the killer. We apologize.
Can't you make a call and tell them I'm dead or something?
They've cracked down on jury duty now. It's not so easy to get out of.
Well, what about something medical?
Well, what have you got? Hemorrhoids?
Well, does that work? Because I can get one.
Hello, I'm looking for Lindsay Dole. Is she here by any chance?
No, she actually doesn't work here anymore. But her office is
Yes,
right.
I know. I work with her temporarily. My name's Claire Wyatt. More about that later. Do you know where she is?
No.
Have you tried her daycare?
Right. Thank you. Oh, Lindsay. They want to meet.
Who?
The defendant. The town of Lexington. They want to meet. They must have an offer.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Why else would they want a conference to discuss spring fashions? They even agreed to come here. They must have an offer.
Okay. Well, if they want to discuss settlement, it's best not to appear over-anxious.
Right.
And I'm sure it goes without saying, try not to freeze or vomit.
Right. That was hurtful.
I have never knowingly prosecuted an innocent man.
But you knew about another man who confessed to being the killer, a man by the name of Mark Carter.
I heard that allegation soon after the trial, but I didn't believe it.
Did you interview Mr. Carter?
As I said, I didn't believe him to be telling the truth.
Did you interview him?
The prosecutor doesn't beat the bushes for new witnesses, counsel. I rely on the police for that. They said this Mr. Carter was a liar.
And that's what you told the parole board 6 years ago when you urged them to deny Louis Nyler's parole.
Yes. But once the Innocence Project did the DNA test, we did vacate his conviction, which I, of course, fully supported.
After he served 15 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Hey, I wish we had money to spot check every conviction to make sure this never happens again. We don't.
How about just interviewing the people who confessed to the crime?
Did you interview him?
I didn't know about him.
Why not? Did you follow up on the case, counsel, or did you just move on once your client got convicted?
Move to strike.
You're the defense attorney, and you're coming after me, the prosecutor, for not being zealous enough in securing your client's freedom. Am I the only one who thinks that's funny?
All right, Mr. Walsh.
Your Honor, just like to say, as the DA who prosecuted this man, I have a heavy heart. I don't deny it. But what about his heart?
Move to strike.
Where was he to request a DNA test? But for the Project Innocence, his client would still be locked up.
Move to strike.
All right, let's just move on.
What do you mean, no studies?
I can't find any. In fact, the Department of Justice doesn't even track the statistic of how many people are falsely convicted.
That's impossible.
Bobby, next to looks, I pride myself on my research.
Rebecca, can you help Jamie out, please?
Did you try the NIJ?
They documented some cases, but there was nothing to overall patterns.
Bobby, let's face it, this case is a dog. I realize that, Eugene, but the client wants to try it.
I forget who said it, but somebody here recently kind of screamed at us to make the client see reason.
Rebecca, I was the lawyer who lost this one. I had an innocent man go to prison on me. If he wants me to do cartwheels for him now, then that's what I'll do.
And how do you decide if he should be released?
There are a number of factors. Is he still a danger to the community? Has he bettered himself in prison? Has he been rehabilitated?
And you decided that Mr. Nyler was not a good candidate for release.
Frankly, he was a terrible candidate.
Why?
His attitude towards us was angry. He wouldn't take responsibility for his situation, and he didn't give us the confidence we needed to risk letting him back out on the street. The police and the prosecutors opposed release, as well as the victim's family. This was not a hard call.
My client was a model prisoner. No disciplinary problems, correct?
Yes.
The only reason you wouldn't grant him parole is because he refused to say he was the killer.
He showed a profound lack of remorse and wouldn't accept responsibility for what was a heinous crime.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, isn't it? He was innocent.
As it turned out, certainly we didn't know that.
But you had knowledge that another man confessed.
We had no knowledge that the confession was truthful, nor did we have
you couldn't be bothered to find out.
Mr. Donald, the parole board does not exist to investigate. We assume guilt going in. We have to. Otherwise,
You denied my client parole because he told the truth. An innocent man served extra time in jail simply because he maintained his innocence.
In this case, as it worked out, yes. And that's regrettable.
Regrettable? Don't you think it's perverse? He served extra time for being truthful.
Mistakes were made in this case, but none of them were ours. We did our job as the law required.
As the law required. Miss Hodges, had you been armed with the DNA evidence that conclusively proved my client's innocence, would you have then granted him parole?
No.
No?
If your client was still in prison, refusing to accept responsibility, DNA evidence or not, we'd have no choice. We would have denied him parole.
I must say, I'm only here at the insistence of a charitable mayor. Against my better judgment, which is expensive, by the way, I'm putting $35,000 on the table. Conditioned, of course, on confidentiality.
35,000? He has learning disabilities.
Ms. Wyatt, I don't think you want the number to reflect the merits of your case, because we all know what that number is.
Well, if this is all about charity, why would the mayor want to keep it such a secret? Most politicians like photo ops with their acts of kindness.
The secrecy is at my insistence. What would happen if every child who ever headed a soccer ball came calling to collect a check?
I would think if the children had neurological deficits caused by town-sponsored programs, a town would consider compensating them.
The $35,000 is on the table today. It won't be should you lose at summary judgment. Now, I won't advise either of you how to practice law. You're both good attorneys. But I will say, come on, do the math. 35 is better than nothing. What are you thinking? Ms. Wyatt?
We'll take the offer to our client, then let you know.
I just hit her. First with my hand, then with the wrench. I don't know how many times, but I couldn't stop myself. Not till she was dead. I just couldn't stop myself.
That was you, Mr. Nyler. Saying that you did it.
I'd been in that room all night.
But were you tortured? Did any officer beat you, or...?
It was mental torture. They kept me awake. And they said that they wouldn't let me out till I confessed. Finally, I gave in.
Mr. Nyler, when you looked at that tape just now, can you make room for the possibility that a detective or a jury or a parole board might consider you guilty?
They didn't see what went on before that.
What did go on?
They just kept saying they knew I did it. After 20 hours or so, I was delirious. I was sleep deprived. I was mentally... At some point, I guess you'll say anything to get him to stop. And I did. But the next day, I told him it was a lie. I never did it. But they didn't want that statement. They wanted their conviction. They never looked for the truth. I lost my family, my son, 15 years of my life, because they never looked for the truth.
Have you ever seen a doctor for this?
Yes, and he said it's all anxiety. He suggested I do breathing exercises. It's not like I black out, it's just... I can't talk.
Look, you said you wanted to talk about something.
Yes, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Lindsay has been giving me little pep talks to bolster my confidence, and, well, she told me your story.
My story?
Yes. How, a few years ago, your nickname was Jimmy the Grunt, and nobody took you seriously.
Lindsay shared that?
Yes. And, well, I guess I was looking for some insight, you know, on turning the corner.
Well, with me, I just made up my mind I wasn't gonna get knocked down. I was the first lawyer in my family, but I didn't have this freezing problem.
My father's a lawyer. I think it adds to the pressure. I remember the look on his face when I told him that I was going to law school. He didn't believe I was cut out for it. I think that it's partly why I freeze.
Claire, maybe you should really try to settle.
Nothing? Not a race disparity, even?
For sentencing, yes, but not for wrongful convictions. We're coming up empty.
There was one law review that figured 10,000 wrongful convictions a year, but there's no hard data on that.
Bobby, may I ask, what are you going for? If you're planning to argue false convictions are common, that goes against your negligence claim. If you argue they're not common, that hurts you on foreseeability. What's your case?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
The truth is, Walsh is right. If anybody's to blame here, it's probably me.
I pored through that trial transcript. You did nothing wrong.
I should have suppressed that confession.
You tried. It was voluntary.
And why didn't I push for DNA testing?
Bobby, 15 years ago, they weren't doing that.
But 10 years ago, they were. Reality is, I never went back because I believed my client was guilty. I bought into that confession just like everybody else.
Not a good thing to bring up in your closing.
$35,000.
It isn't much, but...
My son has learning disabilities, attention deficits.
The stumbling block is liability. The doctors can't establish that heading the soccer ball caused the injuries, and...
The doctors think it's that. And I know conclusively as his mother. He never had any of these problems before the headaches after the soccer games.
There's also assumption of the risk issues.
I never assumed any risk of neurological disability when I let him play soccer.
Neither of us is suggesting that $35,000 will make you or your son whole.
But you're telling me to take it.
Because we don't believe we'll prevail. I don't think we'll even survive summary judgment.
35 won't do it.
Mary.
35 won't do it.
When I tried this case 15 years ago, I was a young, idealistic lawyer who believed very much that our criminal justice system was the best in the world. We've heard it said so many times that we've almost come to believe it's perfect. Well, it certainly wasn't perfect for Louis Nyler. First, to defend him, he got a kid fresh out of law school. Sure, I'll say it. I could have, perhaps should have, done a much better job. But the truth is, criminal defendants rarely get the pick of the litter. And I was a novice looking to pick up experience and rent money. Imagine being on trial for murder and having an inexperienced, if not inferior, attorney. Happens all the time in our great criminal justice system. One would hope, given that the state would take care to ensure fairness. One would hope. Look what the state did here. First, the parole issue. Louis Nyler, an innocent man, served an extra 6 years in prison for refusing to say he was guilty. Let me say that again. An innocent man served additional time for not admitting guilt. The perversity of that speaks for itself. The even bigger question: how did an innocent man end up in prison to begin with? We certainly know what happens. The Central Park jogger case, Rampart, all the reversals from DNA, and the work of Project Innocence, we now know that people get falsely convicted a lot. I hope to present you with studies, but guess what? There aren't any. In fact, the United States Department of Justice doesn't even track statistics on how many people get falsely convicted every year. That's outrageous. Add to that, nobody is trying to remedy the problem. With all these overturned convictions and revelations of enormous error, not once has any court or jurisdiction gone back and tried to figure out how it happened.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, but he's introducing evidence here.
I'm going to allow it.
In medicine, if a patient dies, immediately a morbidity and mortality commission is assembled to figure out how. If a building collapses, engineers and architects convene to ascertain the cause. But in criminal justice, with so many false convictions, we're doing nothing to either fix the problem or even probe the cause. Nothing.
All right, Mr. Donnell, I think I will ask you to confine yourself to this case.
This case is about governmental arrogance. An innocent man was thrown into an interrogation room and not let out until he signed a false confession 28 hours later. Despite the real killer confessing to the crime, Louis Nyler continued to serve 15 years in prison. The last 6 simply for insisting on his innocence. He lost his family. A big part of his life. And the state offers no compensation. Nor has it so much as thrown together a panel to ask how it happened. That's arrogance. My fix? We need a jury to motivate the state to re-examine its procedures, not just for Louis Nyler's sake, but for the next innocent man. And the next innocent man after that, and the one after that. We need a jury to motivate the state to make our criminal justice system every bit as good as it's cracked up to be. You know, 15 years later, I still consider myself an idealistic attorney. I guess in the spirit of that idealism, as well as in the spirit of simple fairness, I am hoping you're that jury.
Very inspiring. But Let's look at the merits of the case instead of the politics. First, the parole issue. A parole board exists not to determine innocence or guilt, but to determine whether a prisoner is fit for release, i.e., rehabilitation. The board assumes guilt. Occasionally, that results in an innocent man being required to acknowledge guilt for a crime that he didn't commit, and that is unfortunate, but what's the alternative? No such requirement? We're going to start paroling prisoners who don't express remorse? You really want that? As for the bigger question, how did he end up in jail to begin with? A terrible, horrific result, no argument here, but whose fault, really? Louis Nyler's wrench was the murder weapon. 2 witnesses described him. One even pulled him out of a lineup, and he confessed. Oh, Mr. Donnell, he left that out of his stirring speech. Louis Nyler confessed. And there was nothing illegal about that confession. It was constitutional, voluntary, valid. So, who do we blame? The witnesses who made a mistake? Good luck. No witness will ever come forward again for fear of being sued. The police or the prosecutors for relying on those witnesses, as well as the other evidence, including a murder weapon and a confession. The parole board for believing in a prisoner's guilt post-conviction. Now, if you are desperate to find blame here, you might start with Mr. Nyler. He lied. Maybe he was vulnerable after a lengthy interrogation, I'll give you that. But let's face it, we might not be here if Louis Nyler had not signed that confession saying that he committed the crime. And as for why the state hasn't done a better job asking questions, analyzing mistakes, Mr. Donnell certainly is idealistic. The reason that our criminal justice system is the best in the world is because it is so thoroughly adversarial. The check that we have against false convictions, the best check, the defense attorney. And I have to ask, if the IDs of those witnesses were impeachable, if that confession was suspect, if that DNA existed for 15 years, where, I ask, was his lawyer? Now, if Mr. Donnell, in all of his idealism, is suggesting that we do our jobs as well as his, well, there's burden, and then there's burden.
The thing about Lander, he's a fair judge, smart, but he's extremely active.
Okay.
His docket is also pretty congested, which means you can expect some intolerance.
Why?
You're suing a town for having a soccer program. Also, he has a bit of a reputation for beating up on the weak, and he doesn't much like women.
Great.
You need to stand your ground, Claire.
Right. Okay.
Would you like me to do this?
Why do you ask that?
Well, you seem uneasy. Claire, please don't be offended by what I'm about to say. Some lawyers, though very capable, extremely intelligent, aren't quite equipped to be trial attorneys. It takes a certain stomach. I'm not saying that you lack the stomach. I'm just saying that it's no great shame.
I feel quite strongly I'm equipped.
Okay. If you need any more help, just call me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you in there.
Okay.
No word? Not yet. They haven't been out too long, really.
You've been beating yourself up pretty good over this one.
I think it should be a law. For any crime where the defendant faces prison for 10 years or more, the attorney should be required to have at least 5 years of experience.
Problem is, most lawyers, once they get that much experience, tend to have paying clients. And the last thing they want are criminal cases. That's what makes our work so noble. Remember?
Bobby, you're never gonna believe who's here to see you. Could you get me off a jury?
Come on, Lucy.
If your therapist sent you here, I'm not...
That's not it.
Then what is it?
Look, Bobby, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy getting the better of you. I do. But what I want to clear up, and you can dismiss this if
Just say it, Ken.
When those DNA results came back clearing your guy, it was devastating. Not because I lost a conviction, but because to think I played a part in someone doing time. No prosecutor sits well with it. And I bet, though it was news you were hoping to get, on some level, it was devastating for you too.
That it?
Oh, piss off then.
Imagine the floodgate of litigation. First, we're suing over soccer injuries. Tomorrow, football players will be lining up. After that, hockey, wrestling. Come on. Kids sometimes get hurt playing sports. It's a fact. It's common sense. It's also common sense that a town can't have parents suing them every time there's an accident. I would add to that, Your Honor, that the plaintiff signed a waiver, waiving any and all negligence lawsuits based upon injuries from soccer. In short, and accordingly, this action should be dismissed immediately as a matter of law. Also as a matter of simple practicality, because this is just plain silly.
Ms. Wyatt? Ms. Wyatt, do you have a response?
You okay?
Your Honor, Timothy Boyd is a young boy who chose to play soccer in a program that...
Town is full of young boys playing soccer, counsel. They break legs, bump heads, get concussions. It's a contact sport, for God's sake. That's why they sign waivers.
Yes, but we're not talking about a hazardous game where accidents can happen. We're alleging that the game itself is inherently unsafe. That even when played correctly, without mishap, it can still result in neurological injuries, as it did with Timothy Boyd.
Come on, counsel. I got precedent staring me right in the face here. You can't hold a city liable for injuries in a soccer game. Did you read these cases?
I read them, Your Honor. And I don't interpret them to bar the type of lawsuit that we're bringing.
You wouldn't. You'll agree soccer would be a hazardous recreational activity under the case law, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Ms. Wyatt?
I'm sorry.
Let me read some of the language for you, counsel. Soccer unquestionably is a hazardous activity within the meaning
But the
of...
hazard they're talking about relates to body contact.
So what?
Look, we all know when kids play football or basketball or hockey, bones get broken. We can't have parents running into court to sue every time something like that happens. I totally agree. But this case isn't that. Soccer calls for heading. It encourages, promotes, and demands the very activity that's doing the damage. That makes this case different from anything anticipated by the case law or the Massachusetts Claims Torts Act.
But even if you're right, counsel, you have assumption of the risk problems. Certainly your client knew that heading was part of the game.
But he didn't know it was dangerous. The defendant didn't even know.
How do you know what the defendant knew?
Well, I'm assuming had they known the risk, they would have mandated helmets.
Well, if they weren't aware of the risk, then how can they be negligent for failing to safeguard against it? Did you hear my question, counsel?
I heard it. The essence of our negligence claim is that the city failed to properly ascertain the degree of danger.
Along with every municipality in the country, then. For that matter, the world.
That may be true. But lawsuits, especially ones based on theories of negligence, are primarily about allocating burden. Who's better able to bear the burden of fixing the problem? That's the questions courts ask. Well, here, I ask you. Who's in a better position to detect whether soccer's an inherently unsafe sport? A municipality or an 8-year-old boy?
Fine. Then under your logic, if it were suddenly determined that running causes cancer, you could sue city field and track programs because the city is in a better position to make the discovery.
No, that's not the same.
Why not?
Because the idea that running causes cancer, that's wildly unforeseeable. The notion that kids heading soccer balls can cause brain damage is not. Especially since we all know that young brains are not fully matured. Especially since doctors have been saying it. Especially since there are studies documenting it. And since it's a question of fact, I would also...
All right, I've heard enough.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I'm not quite finished.
I said I've heard enough, counsel. Defendant's motion to dismiss is denied. Trial date will be set the first week in March. Adjourned.
He really said that, right? We won the motion?
How many times are you gonna ask me?
Well, I just keep thinking it's a mistake or some practical joke. I actually beat John Wicker in a summary judgment hearing. Thank you, Lindsay.
Hey, you did it. I just sat there.
But your being there by my side gave me some credibility, I know. Hopefully now I'll be able to settle.
Listen, I know I said you could stay here a full 3 weeks, but I'd like to go back on my word a little and offer you a full-time job.
What?
I'd also like to retract my doubt over you being a trial lawyer.
You're offering me a job?
You're equipped, Claire. You belong in that room.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
In the matter of Lewis Nyler versus the Commonwealth of Massachusetts et al., how find you?
As to the claim of wrongful imprisonment, we, the jury, find for the plaintiff, Lewis Nyler. As to compensatory damages, we order the defendants to pay Lewis Nyler $400,000. As to punitive damages based on intentional or reckless false imprisonment, we ordered the defendants to pay Lewis Nyler nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court thanks you for your service. You are dismissed. We are adjourned.
Congratulations. It didn't exactly send a message, but...
It was something.
Yeah. Listen, Lewis, it needs to be said.
No, it doesn't. Bobby.
May I ask, why'd you even want me for this trial? It's not as if Project Innocence got you out. I was the one. Why?
I knew you'd be motivated.
I'm sorry, Louis. I wish I could give you back those years.
Yeah. Thank you, Bobby.
I'll just be a couple of minutes. Thank you.
No problem.
Next on The Practice.
And you're telling me I could actually go away for life? Simply because I happen to look like somebody?
Like somebody who stabbed 3 women.
Get him to flash his rage. Push him.
Why?
Because you're the prototype of the women he kills.
You speak as a defeatist.
I speak as a realist. The public wants to lynch somebody. Right now, your son is the only offering.
You stinker!
Previously on The Practice.
You understand I confessed?
I do, but you only confessed after they discovered the body in the trunk. If we can suppress the search, the confession goes out too.
I just don't want to go to a prison. Anything to keep me out of prison.
I understand. You answer only what I ask you, nothing more, because...
I strangled her.
I know you're ill, and I know you want to get better.
Her name was Carol. She was very nice to me.
You didn't know there was a body in the trunk, did you?
Not before you opened it, no.
The search and confession are hereby suppressed, the charges are dismissed, and the defendant, I'm horrified to say, is free to go.
I can just walk out?
Yes, but you still want to get some help.
There's no need to now, right? Thank you, Lindsay.
It's not a conspiracy.
I simply can't understand how 2 different people could pick him out of a lineup without some police collusion.
It just means he looks like whoever this killer is.
They've offered murder too.
You're certainly not suggesting that we consider that.
We know you're innocent, but...
But what?
There's a kind of a swell here. I don't need to tell you that.
The media doesn't get a vote.
Please, don't kid yourself, Mrs. Bakey. The influence of the media seeps into that jury room. They weren't sequestered. A lot of them will be watching the news despite the judge's instructions.
The witnesses are credible, persuasive demeanors, and...
What about me? You don't find me persuasive?
You're his mother.
I am also truthful.
Look, I cooperated fully. I gave them DNA samples, I let them search my house, my car. I'd never broken any law. Are you actually telling me that I could go away for life simply because I happen to look like somebody?
Like somebody who stabbed 3 women.
Russell Bakey, better known as the alleged supermarket killer, finally goes on trial today for the murders of 3 South End women. Rumors of a last-minute plea agreement have turned out to be false. Both
Is he
sides
guilty?
failed to reach an agreement.
Eugene doesn't
Now
think
rests
so.
in the hands of the jury.
Lindsay,
Mr. Deeks?
I have a situation. Who is this person?
She's a lawyer I work with. Claire Wyatt, Stanley Deeks. What's wrong?
I need to speak in private.
Actually, lawyer-client privilege extends to her, Stanley. You can speak freely. What's the situation?
I had a relapse.
A relapse?
I made a friend. She was only 14, but we had a lot in common, and I befriended her.
You befriended her?
Yes.
Where is your friend now, Stanley?
She's away.
Away? Where away?
I need to get help, Lindsay. I thought I was better, but I'm not.
Stanley, did you kill this girl?
I was loading my groceries into the car when I saw them.
By them, you mean?
The defendant and the woman in the poster on the left, Heidi Stevens.
What were they doing?
At first, I thought they were together. But then I gathered he was offering to help jumpstart her car. The battery was dead or something. It was a bitter cold night.
Did she accept his offer?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not he was able to help start her car?
No. They were still working on it when I left, so I don't know.
Are you positive that this is the man you saw that night with Heidi Stevens?
Very positive. They were only about 20 feet away from me.
Were you able to describe for the police what this man was wearing that night?
Not enough to give a specific description.
Was he wearing a hat?
Yes?
Can you describe that?
It was a knit hat.
Pull down a little over his forehead.
It didn't cover his face.
You mentioned it being cold. Do you remember how cold?
I believe it was in the teens.
And yet, you kind of took time out from loading your groceries on this cold night to check out this man's face. How long do you think you looked at him?
I really don't know. Long enough for it to make an impression.
More than 5 seconds?
Probably not.
And this was at night?
The parking lot was well lit.
You saw him for less than 5 seconds at night?
And picked him out of a lineup.
Before or after you saw his face on the news?
After.
Is it possible, Mrs. Hepler, that when you went to view this police lineup, you recognized my client because you'd just seen his face on the news?
I recognized him from both the news and the parking lot.
That's the address. Nobody lives there. That's why we go there, because the house was empty. We never had sex or anything. I'm not sick that way.
How? What happened?
I squeezed too tightly around her neck. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Pretty sure? You're not positive?
Well, it's been 2 days and she hasn't gone home. At least that's what they're saying in the news. You think maybe they're trying to trick me? I'd turn myself in, but I don't want to go to prison. I want to get better. And I'm afraid for me to get better, I'm gonna have to tell the doctors what I did, and if I do, they'll tell the police. I don't know what to do.
This is the security video taken from inside the market.
This was taken the night Wendy Banks was killed.
Yes. That's her at the checkout counter. And if we fast forward to here, that's the defendant paying for his groceries.
Detective, after arresting the defendant, did you have opportunity to search his car?
Yes, we did.
Could you tell us what you found?
Jumper cables, toolkit. His jack was out like it had recently been used. And some box cutters we think were used to slash tires.
What, if anything, did you conclude?
That these were the instruments he used to disable cars and also repair them. We think that was his MO for approaching women, disabling their cars and then coming to their rescue.
Any video that shows my client had contact with Wendy Banks in the store?
No.
And this was a different grocery store from where the other 2 victims were last seen. Right, Detective?
That's correct. All 3 victims were last seen at different grocery stores.
And the box cutters you said you think had been used to slash tires. Could you positively connect them to Susan Graham's tire?
No.
You also searched my client's house, correct, Detective?
Yes.
Were you able to find any physical evidence connecting my client with these murders?
No.
I actually think that the most damning piece of evidence is the video.
Why?
Well, it's one thing to argue a look-alike, but on top of that, we know for a fact that he just so happened to shop in the same grocery store at the same time of the last victim on the night she disappeared.
But I live near the store.
Understood, but those are 2 very big coincidences, Russell.
Not to be critical, but I'm a little disappointed in your performance so far.
Mrs. Bakey.
Here we have an innocent man. No scientific, no forensic evidence whatsoever against him, and yet you speak as a defeatist.
I speak as a realist. The public wants to lynch somebody. Right now, your son is the only offering. May I continue, please?
Certainly.
Thank you. Russell, you'll go first. We'll follow that up with your mother, who we know will make every effort to come off sympathetic. Are you ready?
He's ready.
Helen Gamble will come hard. Be prepared, Russell. She'll come straight for you.
With what? I've got nothing really to cross him with.
Yes, you do. Good-looking guy, nice job, makes a lot of money, lives with his mother. Come on.
It doesn't make him a murderer.
Makes him weird. He's probably a closet homo or something.
Okay, let's go with that. If he's secretly gay, then he's sure to kill.
Helen, we both know this is the killer. Get him to flash his rage. Push him. If he doesn't emote, we'll paint him as cold. If he does flare, we'll argue that he's a man of rage. Also, get as close to him as you can.
Why?
Because you're the prototype of the women he kills. I want the jury to picture the victims when you question him.
I don't know.
Look, I agree. Our case is thin, which makes this cross pivotal. You need to push him.
Go there. To the house?
What if she's not dead?
She has to be dead.
He said he wasn't sure, Claire. He said he thinks she's dead. What if for some reason she isn't? What if she's lying there with a broken neck, paralyzed or something?
Lindsay, I'm not sure I could go there.
I can't not go with the slightest possibility.
Can't you send someone, like a private detective?
I'm not sure it wouldn't violate privilege. Look, it's only 20 minutes from here.
I would think on something like this, we should be allowed to tell the police.
Well, you'd be wrong.
Lindsay, do you want me to go with you?
Yes.
That was me on the video. I was in the supermarket that night.
Did you meet Wendy Banks?
I did not. Nor did I ever meet Heidi Stevens or Susan Graham.
2 witnesses said they saw you helping those women with their cars.
Those witnesses are mistaken.
Okay. Can you tell us where you were on the nights of these murders?
On the evening of October the 20th, I was working late in my office.
What do you do, sir?
I'm a security consultant. I basically help to detect and prevent computer fraud.
Thank you. And the nights of the other murders?
I was home.
Both nights?
Yes. The January 3rd night, I was obviously doing some grocery shopping in the evening. But I was home the rest of the night.
Do you live alone?
No, I live with my mother.
Was she home on those nights?
Yes, she was.
And she can confirm that you were home?
Yes, she can.
Mr. Bakey, have you ever been arrested before?
No, I have not. I am, and I have always been, a law-abiding person. I have never committed any crime. I'd never received so much as a speeding ticket. I certainly did not take the lives of 3 women.
Not even a speeding ticket.
No.
Well, Mr. Bakey, you just sound too good to be true. I would think a woman would be lucky to snag you.
Objection.
Sustained.
Do you go to church?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You even joined the choir, didn't you?
I tried out for the choir.
Well, according to my sources, you didn't sing too well. There was some suspicion that you might have tried out in order to meet women. Is that true?
I can't speak to the truth of the suspicion, but that's not why I tried out for the choir.
Ever been in therapy, Mr. Bakey?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I'm trying to explore the psyche of a grown man who still lives at home with his mother.
Objection.
If you want to know why he lives with his mother, ask him. But he hasn't opened any door on character evidence.
Mr. Bakey, you are a bit modest in describing your job. In fact, you're a bit of a whiz. Many companies hire you to detect computer fraud, don't they?
I've done well.
You make over $200,000 a year. A talented, good-looking man who still lives with his mother. Seems odd.
Objection.
Withdrawn. Mr. Bakey, is your mother physically or financially dependent on you?
No.
Have you ever not lived with your mother?
No. I am not ashamed of loving my mother, Miss Gamble. I enjoy living with her. We're very compatible.
Ever had sex with her?
Objection.
Trying to explore the depth of this love and compatibility.
The objection is sustained.
Ever had any girlfriends, Mr. Bakey?
I date.
I don't mean a date or a movie or helping a girl change a tire.
Objection.
Miss Gamble.
I mean a relationship. Have you ever had a long-term relationship with a woman? If so, could I have her name?
Your Honor.
Overruled. He can answer that one.
Any girlfriends, Mr. Bakey?
I've been extremely career-oriented.
Lots of nights at home with Mom?
Objection.
Miss Gamble, knock it off.
Do you have a problem getting along with women, Mr. Bakey?
No, I do not.
You kill women, don't you, Mr. Bakey?
No, I do not.
2 of the victims were last seen with you.
No, they were not. Your witnesses were mistaken.
My witnesses were mistaken. Well, too bad for you. I guess that you don't have any witnesses other than loving Mom. You have difficulties with intimacy, don't you, Mr. Bakey? It causes you to kill women.
Objection.
Sustained.
Is it some sexual dysfunction that causes you to snap? I asked you a question, Mr. Bakey. Do you have some sexual dysfunction that caused you to snap and stab those 3 women?
I never met those women. I never took their lives. The witnesses are mistaken, as are you, Miss Campbell.
This is so not why I went to law school.
You said upstairs.
I can't believe we can't hire somebody to do this.
Because there's something called privilege, Claire.
Yeah, well, privilege doesn't require us to go look at dead bodies.
Just wait here.
Right, like I'm gonna wait anywhere alone. Oh my God.
Okay. She's dead. Let's go.
Why are you here?
Oh my God. Stanley.
Why are you here?
Because we had to confirm that she was dead.
Why?
Because if she wasn't, it would be in your best interest to save her.
You were gonna tell on me.
No, we weren't. But we needed to be sure that she wasn't suffering.
I don't think she suffered that much. Look at her. She was so beautiful. What kind of person would kill an innocent child like that?
Stanley, I know you didn't want to hurt her. And I know you desperately don't want to hurt anybody else. Given that, maybe we should go to the police.
No. I can't go to prison. I'll go to a hospital, but not a prison.
You said that before. Now look.
Because I didn't go to a hospital. I'll go to a doctor, Lindsay. I want to. But not prison. Not prison.
Your mother goes up next. Then we rest.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Do you think I'm aberrant for living with my mother?
Well, it's not typical for a 30-year-old man. If you don't mind my asking, why do you still live at home?
I'm hugely busy at work. It's not like I have a family or a need for my own place yet.
What about a need for your independence?
I suppose I still feel safe at home. My parents were divorced when I was young. My mother, she fought all my battles. She may have undermined my self-esteem in the process. But I guess I've always felt, I don't know, safe.
I'm gonna throw something out. It's kind of wild, but...
What?
Well, you describe your mother as pretty controlling. Is it possible your mother saw you with these women and she killed them? Because, I don't know, she felt threatened or...
Jimmy, I never met these women. I was never with them.
Okay.
And even if I was with them, my mother, she is not capable of committing murder. Trust me.
Like I said, it was a wild idea.
Is she gonna go after her?
Sorry?
The DA, is she planning to attack my mother?
Probably.
We're not looking for punishment. We just want our daughter back. We're appealing to your compassion and to your humanity. Please. Please just bring her back.
Can you imagine?
No,
How long's she been gone? Did they say?
I didn't hear.
This is when I go back to believing in death penalty. Somebody snatches a child.
Yeah.
Come on, don't stop on me now. We just had you serviced. Come on. Damn it.
Those who falsely accuse others deserve punishment themselves. And those who would vilify a person's mother, don't attack the mother, dear Helen.
My God.
Did you send it?
Me? I'm in jail.
Well, you made a few calls last night. A computer expert could use the phone lines to send a message.
That's ridiculous, Eugene. I'd have to know her address.
Well, you might have plucked it off some of our Discovery correspondence. Look, this is a thinly veiled threat on a DA's life, Russell. That alone could get...
I didn't send it.
Did Mom?
Look, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the real killer's playing head games, but I didn't send that. And my mother wouldn't even know how to boot up a computer, much less hack into somebody else's.
It does seem suspicious, Russell. Last night you asked me if Helen Gamble planned to attack your mother on the stand. You used that very word, attack. A few hours later, she gets a message using the word?
I promise you, I had nothing to do with this. You want me to take a polygraph? Wheel a machine in. I have nothing to do with this.
Tell them.
Only that she's dead.
I'll go to prison.
Stanley, listen to me. I will not say who killed her. I will not even reveal where she is. But these parents are suffering. They should at least be notified that their daughter is gone. The agony of not knowing. Stanley, you have a sickness. The reason you struggle with it so is because I think you are a man with compassion. It is inhumane to let these parents go day after day after day not knowing.
We will in no way implicate you. We won't help them find her or lead them to any evidence.
Let us spare these people some pain, Stanley. Please.
You can tell the parents, not the police.
Well, they'll just go to the police anyway, Stanley. It doesn't...
You can tell the parents, not the police.
I can vouch for him physically for 2 of the murders. On the 3rd, I'll simply vouch for his character.
Let's begin with the night of December 19th.
He was not only home, he was sitting right by my side from 8 p.m. through the 11 o'clock news.
You're sure?
Positive. We were watching It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Christmas tradition Russell and I have. We've been watching it together every year going back to his childhood. If you check your local listings, you'll see that it aired December 19th.
Well, did he ever leave the house?
Never. He used the little boy's room during a commercial break or 2, but other than that, he was right by my side.
What about the evening of January 3rd?
Again, he was home. I sent him to the market to pick up a few items, hence you saw him on the video. But he was home shortly after 7.
Mrs. Bakey, I would assume
you love your son very much.
I've been divorced over 23 years. And my son is without question my dearest and closest loved one.
Which begs the question, would you lie to spare your son a lifetime of prison?
If faced with that, I suppose I would, Mr. Young. But I'm not faced with that today. My son was with me. He was home. The fact is, my son is innocent of the crimes he is being charged with.
Thank you.
Your son is the dearest and closest loved one in your life. Is that the reason you got divorced 23 years ago?
The reason was my husband and I were ill-suited for marriage.
Well, in the divorce complaint, your husband alleged that you sexually molested your 7-year-old son, Russell.
He alleged that as leverage to gain custody. The charge was baseless and never considered seriously by anybody.
Did you used to sleep with your 7-year-old son?
He'd get scared at night. I'd let him in the bed.
You slept in the nude?
I never molested my son.
It certainly would explain a few things. If mother and son become lovers, it contributes...
Objection, there's no basis for that.
There's no basis yet because I haven't been able to ask the question.
You need basis for the question itself, and there is none.
I agree. The objection is sustained.
Okay, then. We'll just leave it at... You love your son so dearly, and by your own testimony, you would lie to spare him a life in prison.
We're looking for Lindsay Dole.
That's me. Mr. and Mrs. Burns?
What information do you have?
Please sit.
Please, just tell us.
I think we need to sit. I'm afraid my information, it isn't good. Your daughter is dead. A client of mine has admitted to me that he took Cindy's life. Privilege prevents me from telling you anything more. But to spare you further agony of not knowing, I am so sorry.
Is there any chance that this client was lying to you?
No. He told me where her body was. And I went there. And it was her. And she had passed away.
Where is she?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
How was she killed?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that either. It's privileged.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
In an absolutely stunning development, the parents of Cindy Burns were told by the killer's lawyer that Cindy has in fact...
Please don't look at me, Stanley.
Why isn't Lindsay...
Please don't look at me. Lindsay is under a microscope right now. There's a chance the police could watch her every move, which is why you are not to come to our office. Please don't talk to me. On the off chance that I'm being watched, don't look at me. Lindsay and I got subpoenaed this morning. The police are going to try to force us to talk, but you need not worry. We won't. The main thing for you to remember is do not call us. Do not come to see us. We will contact you. Write that down if you need to, Stanley, but don't forget it. Wait for us to contact you.
I'm not saying we can't win, but I'm nervous. If we could get manslaughter...
No. You came off like a strange man. Add to that, 2 of the victims were last seen with you. And the third... I agree with Eugene. It's a big risk. Neither of us has a good feeling here.
They're offering manslaughter.
They haven't offered anything yet.
I need to speak to Miss Gamble, personally.
Why?
I just do. I need to speak to her before I would even consider a plea.
I don't know who put the notion of plea into your head, but if you think I'd offer manslaughter...
What can we get?
Murder, too.
Oh, come on, Helen. This could be a straight not guilty. You've got no forensics evidence.
Eugene, I can live with an acquittal. But the politics of letting a man we consider to be a serial killer get off on manslaughter...
I would think the important thing would be to get him off the street.
If you brought me in here to discuss manslaughter, talk time's over.
They brought you in because I wanted to talk to you, Miss Campbell. I want you to know, I don't blame you. If you truly believe I'm guilty, I would expect you to be zealous against me. I have no hard feelings.
I don't care.
One other thing. I majored in psychology at Northeastern. I took many courses in criminal psychology. I wish you had taken a few, because if you had, you'd know I'm innocent.
I majored in English Lit. Bummer.
I read and reread that message you received. My interpretation is that whoever sent it doesn't want me convicted. He's angry with you. Perhaps the real killer doesn't like the attention and credit going to me. In any event, I firmly believe that if you continue to prosecute me zealously, you will be killed.
Are you threatening me, Mr. Bakey?
Me? No. I'm only saying that whoever sent this, in my opinion, intends very much to kill you if you don't back off.
Russell.
I think she should know this. There's no shame in losing. Everybody knows the state's case is thin. But winning, that could be deadly.
Helen, would you excuse us, please? Are you out of your mind?
To me, the message seemed dangerous, that's all I was saying. From my experience, women never seem to recognize danger.
What's that supposed to mean?
Prepare your closing, Eugene.
Privilege is absolute, Your Honor. Miss Dole and Miss Wyatt learned what they learned through a confidential communication.
It doesn't matter. By going there, they became witnesses themselves.
To what?
Who knows what? Possible time of death, the position of the body. The point is, privilege doesn't protect them here. Once they go to a scene, they lose any opportunity.
There is no basis in law for that contention. What's more, my clients didn't disturb the scene.
Why did they go there at all?
To affirm that Cindy Burns was in fact dead. If she were still alive, they could perhaps help save her. And I would submit, Your Honor, to hold that a lawyer blows privilege by going to a scene, that could have potentially devastating effects. No lawyers would ever go to scenes, and sometimes that would mean lives would be lost.
All right, look. I won't make them reveal the identity of their client, but I am ordering them to tell us where the body is.
Your Honor, I won't do that.
Then I'll hold you in contempt, Miss Dole.
If I tell you where the body is, that could lead to discovery of the evidence, which could lead you to my client.
Miss Dole, I am giving you a court order. Please don't think I'm kidding.
Lindsay, he's letting you off the hook here. He's ordering you.
I'm not looking to get off a hook. This is privileged information, and I won't reveal it.
Security, take Ms. Dole into custody. Ms. Wyatt, I am now ordering you to tell us where the body is.
How long will they keep us?
Until we tell. Or until it becomes clear we won't.
No murder weapon. No fingerprints, no DNA, no blood stains, no forensics evidence whatsoever. They searched my client's house, his car, every stitch of his clothing. They couldn't find so much as a fiber. All they have are two witnesses who said they saw a man who looks a lot like Russell Bakey. That, and a videotape which puts Russell Bakey in the same supermarket as the third victim. Now, that hardly overcomes all reasonable doubt, especially since my client has an alibi. For two of the murders, Russell Bakey has an alibi that puts him in his home for the night. Yes, it's his mother, and yes, she might have a motive to protect him. He's her son. But her testimony stands uncontradicted, uncontroverted. His alibi has not been refuted.
She's his mother. She loves him dearly. We heard that, didn't we? They even live together, don't they? They have a very special relationship, this mother and son. 3 women are dead. All 3 have one thing in common: Russell Bakey. 2 of them were last seen with him, the third in the same supermarket with him. How many more coincidences have to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Jumper cables found in his trunk. These are tools to help repair cars. Now, I suppose that's a big coincidence, too. This man has serious problems with women, so he kills them. Slashes a tire, disconnects a battery, becomes a good Samaritan, and then kills. Loving mom, waiting at home with an alibi. We caught him. We arrested him. We brought him to trial. Now we give him to you. Let's not pick up a newspaper one day and read about yet another coincidence.
I don't know, Bobby. The judge just seems determined to hold them.
Great, let's start working on an appeal. The law has to be with us here.
They have a verdict. On TV? They let cameras in.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Russell Bakey, on the count of murder in the first degree, we find the defendant, Russell Bakey, not guilty.
Unbelievable.
On count 2, murder in the first degree, we find the defendant not guilty. On count 3, murder in the first degree, we find the defendant not guilty.
Thank God.
Members of the jury, this concludes your service. You are dismissed with the thanks of the court. The defendant is free to go.
Thank you.
Let me bring you home, sweetheart. Your room is just as it was. I'm gonna cook you a home-cooked meal.
Okay, Mom. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Eugene. Excuse me. Miss Campbell? I promise you, justice has been done.
Uh-huh.
Also, one might think this verdict takes you out of danger. Let's hope.
You will not threaten her. You will not go near her.
Thanks again for the good work, Eugene.
You stink.
Previously on The Practice.
I could actually go away for life, simply because I happen to look like somebody?
Like somebody who stabbed 3 women.
Could you tell us what you found?
Jumper cables, toolkit. We think that was his MO for approaching women, disabling their cars, and then coming to their rescue.
Get him to flash his rage.
Why?
Because you're the prototype of the women he kills.
A talented, good-looking man who still lives with his mother.
We're very compatible.
Ever had sex with her?
Objection.
Those who falsely accuse others deserve punishment themselves.
This is a thinly veiled threat on a DA's life, Russell.
Look, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the real killer's playing head games, but I didn't send that.
We find the defendant, Russell Bakey, not guilty.
One might think this verdict takes you out of danger. Let's hope.
Lindsay,
Mr. Deeks?
I have a situation.
What's the situation?
I had a relapse.
Oh my God. A client of mine has admitted to me that he took Cindy's life. Privilege prevents me from telling you anything more. I am so sorry.
I won't make them reveal the identity of their client, but I am ordering them to tell us where the body is.
This is privileged information, and I won't reveal it.
How long will they keep us?
Until we tell. Or until it becomes clear we won't.
Eugene thinks, and I agree, that I should argue. This judge obviously doesn't respond to reason. Perhaps the emotion of a husband pleading to free his wife.
Well, who's gonna argue for me? I don't even have a boyfriend.
I'll argue for both of you.
How long can they hold us? Really?
Well, once a contempt order proves to be futile, it's usually lifted. But with this judge...
Helen. Hi. Fancy meeting you here.
What are you doing here?
Actually, I'm delivering something. From my mother.
A summons?
And complaint. She's maintaining you defamed her during my trial.
She's suing me.
I tried to talk her out of suing you, but she of course thinks I'm biased towards you due to my sexual attraction. I told her nonsense. One can have a crush and still be objective. Don't you agree?
I would agree your conduct rises to the level of an assault. You will be arrested within the hour, Mr. Bakey.
That's hostile.
It's been a week, Your Honor. Clearly, Miss Dole and Miss Wyatt aren't going to reveal the location of the body.
A week is nothing weighed against the stakes.
If we were talking about a live hostage, that would be one thing, but Cindy Burns is dead.
Turn around and look at Cindy Burns' parents and tell them it means nothing to give their daughter a decent burial.
My heart goes out to the parents, as does Lindsay Dole's, as does Claire Wyatt's. But lawyer-client privilege is sacrosanct.
I don't want to hear it, counsel. They can either tell us where the body is or go back.
Well, then at a minimum, they deserve a hearing on the contempt issue. And pending that, as a matter of law, bail has to be set.
I'll schedule a hearing for July the 1st. Bail is set at $10 million each. Cash, no bond.
Clearly, a district attorney enjoys immunity for statements made during a trial.
Qualified immunity, and there have to be boundaries. Ms. Gamble basically accused my client of having a sexual relationship with her son. Sylvia Bakey's reputation has been seriously stained. She has been discharged from her place of employment.
The question was there. Her ex-husband alleged child abuse during the divorce proceeding.
She had no good faith basis to accuse my client of being a child molester.
You don't know what she knew, counsel, so...
All right, hold on. Look, I'm loath to erode the immunity of district attorneys in criminal trials, but I have to agree with counsel. We can't allow prosecutors to simply launch baseless bombs which can destroy reputations without some good faith basis. I'm going to allow the plaintiff to take discovery.
Your Honor.
Come back with a motion for summary judgment if you think they come up empty, but I won't summarily kick it.
I don't believe this.
And Ms. Gamble, I'm extremely distressed to learn you issued an arrest warrant for Mr. Bakey. As you know, using the threat of criminal prosecution to discourage a civil lawsuit is grounds for disbarment. That arrest warrant is quashed. And I'll trust you to use better judgment in the future. That's all.
I'll make this go away, don't worry.
Looks like we'll all be spending some time together.
Listen to me,
Helen.
Russell.
Miss Gamble has represented Mr. Bakey. You're to have no communication with her.
What was that all about?
You're not gonna believe it, Mom. She's in love with me.
What?
She just told me she had feelings for me.
Russ, may I have a word in private, please?
Yes, of course.
What are you doing?
My mother, she's insisting on suing her. I tried to dissuade her. I'm beginning to think she's not well, Jimmy.
Did you make a remark that you were sexually attracted to Helen Gamble?
Is it a crime? Tell me you've never thought about it.
Listen to what I'm saying, Russell. Helen Gamble is a friend of mine.
If you're implying that I would hurt her, I'm very much offended, Jimmy.
Ms. Dole, you're free to go. The judge has had a change of heart. Have a lovely day.
What about Claire?
She stays.
What? Why?
We consider her a bigger threat to society.
What? They think they can crack you. I'm staying right here.
You don't have that right.
As her lawyer, I can certainly...
Visiting hours are over. Guard, will you please escort Ms. Dole out?
I would like to have a conversation with her
You've
before...
had plenty of time to talk.
I won't be telling you anything, you pig.
That's certainly your call. As I said, have a lovely day.
They obviously feel they can wear her down if I'm not with her. Physically divide and conquer.
Will they wear her down?
I don't think so. She's pretty tough. Bobby, why weren't you... Never mind.
Why wasn't I what?
Well, I thought the point of you arguing this morning was to get a little added emotion on our side. The husband fighting to free his wife.
And?
And you pretty much argued like I was just another client. You even called me Ms. Dole. What's with that? A little feeling would have been nice, don't you think?
A little feeling? You're accusing me of not feeling?
What is that supposed to mean? May I help you?
Delivery for Lindsay Dole?
We'll talk later, okay? What are you doing here?
I need to know what's going on.
Stanley, it's dangerous for you to show up here.
That's why I'm disguised as a messenger. Where's Claire?
They're still holding her. Evidently, they believe they can appeal to her conscience.
I didn't mean to cause you these problems. I owe you my life. And now I'm causing you such problems.
Claire and I will be okay. But you're gonna get caught by coming here.
Is it this judge? He seems crazy. What if he were to disappear?
What?
I could make a delivery to him.
If you're even suggesting what I think you're suggesting...
It's just... I owe you everything. The thought of somebody causing you pain.
Stanley, you will not be making any deliveries to the judge or involve yourself in this in any way. If you do, I will go to the police myself and turn you in. Are we clear?
The idea of somebody hurting you or Claire.
Miss Dole, may I speak with you?
I'm afraid I can't.
It'll only just take a second.
I believe I signed for the package, sir. You may leave.
I know that you have your professional responsibilities, but I also know that you're a mother. And if I could just appeal to
I'm sorry, Mrs. Burns, but I can't have this conversation, and I must ask you to leave.
Please, tell me where my daughter is.
I really need you to leave.
You can't hold me like this. And I have a Sixth Amendment right to counsel. You can't even legally talk to me.
Claire, your constitutional rights are only relevant should you be put on trial. We don't plan to put you on trial.
Then why am I in jail?
Look, I know you're agonizing over this. But believe it or not, the law allows you to tell us the location of the body. In fact, in not telling us, you're possibly at risk for concealing evidence.
Are you threatening me now?
No, I'm just saying, you can legally follow your conscience here. Also, maybe I'm talking out of turn here, but I'm going to say it anyway. For criminal attorneys like Lindsay Dole and Bobby Donnell and so forth, reputation doesn't matter. The only thing that counts is your win-loss record. But for civil attorneys, which I believe is what you plan to be, reputation is everything. And what you're doing now, refusing to reveal to grieving parents where their deceased daughter is, your reputation may never recover from it. Help yourself. I'm trying to be your friend here.
Mr. Field, you're trying to get me to break privilege. When it comes to a lawyer's reputation, nothing is more important than honoring attorney-client privilege. It would disgrace me to violate it. So don't pretend to be my friend here. I'm telling you nothing. You can keep me locked up here forever. I'm telling you nothing.
Need a jump?
I'm not a mechanic, but I think you flooded it a little.
Come near me again, I'll have you shot dead.
Try to help.
I talked to him once, Helen.
Maybe you should go for a restraining order.
With what? He certainly had a right to be in the building. My car didn't start, so...
Was it tampered with?
How would I know? Maybe I did flood it. I didn't dust the hood for his prints.
Helen, put the police on him. You have more resources than we do.
In which case, I'm accused of using the threat of prosecution to discourage a civil lawsuit. Come on, I'll be hauled before the bar.
But if you think he's threatening you...
Eugene, I have no proof. Without asking you to violate your attorney-client privilege, could you... What am I dealing with here? Can you tell me that? I'm in a lawsuit with them. What exactly am I dealing with?
Look, if he does anything else, I'd go for the restraining order. It's his mother's lawsuit. He doesn't necessarily have the right to be in the room all the time.
I'd like to get a restraining order now, but I need more to get it. Could you please give me something? Great. Thanks.
Claire? These are Cindy's parents, John and Marcia Burns.
Okay, that does it. Get me my lawyer.
You don't automatically...
I will scream and continue to scream until I meet with my attorney. Do not think I am kidding.
I just want you to hear what they have to say.
It's one thing to incarcerate somebody. It's another to subject her to this kind of blatant coercion.
The parents just wanted to talk to her.
Right.
There's nothing illegal about coercive interrogation, counsel. You just can't use the fruits of it at trial.
The Sixth Amendment says all questions have to stop once a suspect asks for a lawyer. That's not an evidentiary rule. It's in the Bill of Rights.
Look, short of physical torture, they can do anything they want. If they want to use it as evidence, that's a different story. But so far, your only remedy could be a civil lawsuit, in which case I'd say good luck.
This is an abuse of their discretion, Your Honor, and yours.
Tell somebody who cares. If Claire Wyatt wants out, she knows what to do. We're adjourned.
Any ideas?
Jamie's drafting an interlocutory appeal on abuse of discretion grounds. I'm not sure we'll have any luck, but... Lindsay? Are you listening?
What? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's file an appeal.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Did you tell my son you'd have him shot dead?
Mrs. Bakey, we're adversaries in a lawsuit. We both have lawyers.
If a person threatens my son, I tend to be direct.
You're here taking issue with me threatening your son.
What? I'm supposed to be okay with it?
Your son's a serial killer.
You couldn't prove it to a jury, Ms. Gamble. You will never prove it to me, I assure you.
Well, I don't have to prove it to you. You're the one person who knows he wasn't home alone with you those nights.
I didn't come here to fight, Ms. Gamble. Just... Russell swears to me that you threatened to have him shot dead. Did you really say that?
I did, yes.
Did you also give him some indication that you might love him?
What?
You gave him no such indication.
I think not. Mrs. Bakey, hold on. So you're not here to confront me, but rather to determine whether Russell's being honest with you. Your son's been acquitted. He can't be retried. Double jeopardy prevents that. Was he home with you those nights?
If you have reasonable doubt, then I guess you agree with the jury's verdict.
I don't care about the jury's verdict. Nor do I have any interest in prosecuting you for perjury. It's understandable. Any mother would want to protect her son. But it would not be understandable to do so at the expense of others' lives. Mrs. Bakey, what if he should kill again?
He's not a killer.
He's threatened me. He approached me in the parking lot this afternoon with jumper cables.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, my car wouldn't start, and suddenly, here he comes offering to help me. Mrs. Bakey, I received this message during his trial. If you didn't send this, he did. Whose idea was it really to sue me? Yours? Or his?
What else did she say?
It's what she didn't say. If I read her correctly, I think it's now dawning on her. Her son might actually be a murderer. What good it does us now, I don't know, since he's already been acquitted. What? What are you thinking?
There may be a way. Do you think this woman would actually help us now?
I don't know. She seemed pretty conflicted when she left my office.
Set up a little settlement conference on your lawsuit. There may be a way.
Hey.
Hey.
Lindsay, we seem to be in a stage of not communicating again.
Oh. It's just a stage? I'm sorry, I guess I should be relieved to know that you at least consider it a problem.
Look at that. I come in to talk, and you start attacking me.
I'm not attacking you. When's the last time we talked about anything?
You know what? Forget it.
Ah.
No, don't go ah. I came in here to talk. For the record, you shut it down, not me. And get this package out of here. It practically blocks the hall.
What package? Oh, no. I think it's her.
What?
I think that package is Cindy Burns, the 14-year-old. My client was upset about Claire being held, and he felt bad for the parents, and...
He sent you the body?
I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't say what it is or where it came from. I just have a bad feeling.
Okay, come on, work. Work. Good boy. All clear?
Okay, let's open it up. No note, nothing.
No.
You didn't see anybody drop it off?
No.
Okay. Get the coroner. I need you, and I need you for questioning.
I don't understand. Why can't I be here?
Because it's a settlement conference. Only the parties themselves may be present.
Why is he here?
I'm here as counsel, Mr. Serial Killer.
It's okay, Russell. It's okay.
We're planning to terrorize you, Mother.
I'll protect your mother, Russell. Go ahead.
Mrs. Bakey, I think we're all on the same side here. Feeling your son needs help.
What's going on here?
Is that what this is all about? You said you had an offer.
We do have an offer. It would involve me retracting my defamatory comments. It would involve us agreeing not to prosecute Mrs. Bakey for perjury. But it would also involve Mrs. Bakey's full cooperation in preventing other women from being killed and getting her son the medical help he so desperately needs. We're not talking about prison or jail. We are talking about Russell being civilly committed. Mrs. Bakey, he will kill again. I believe you know that.
In a package?
We'll talk about it later, Claire.
It was just delivered to you?
Later.
Was it FedEx or regular mail?
Later, Claire.
The bottom line is we can't do it without you. The standard is so high.
How long would he go away for?
Could be as short as 4 days, as long as 6 months. And if it's determined that he still poses a danger, he could be held longer.
The main thing is to get him treatment. Nobody here wants another death.
I still can't believe he did those awful things.
The issue is whether he might do it again.
We know you love your son, Mrs. Bakey. But he needs you to step in now and be a parent. They're gonna Section 12 him.
They're gonna what?
Section 12 him.
What's a Section 12?
Civil commitment.
Who called you?
Russell called, confused as to why he had to suddenly go to court. I called the clerk's office. They're gonna Section 12 him.
How? What have they got?
He's a wacko psycho. That's what they've got.
He asked us to represent him.
And you said no.
Eleanor, I don't like the guy, but this isn't right. What they're trying to do here is...
You said no.
I'll tell him no.
So who will represent him then?
They'll appoint somebody.
I talked to Helen. I mean, she really is freaked out by the guy.
How couldn't she be?
It's not like her to scare.
Okay, 8 o'clock. It's late enough to go home.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, by the time we go home, eat, get Bobby Jr. tucked in, and we close to 9:30, 10, we'll be officially too tired to talk, and we can go to bed. Putting off communication for yet another day.
You know why we put off communication, Bobby? Because we have a son. It's important to him that we be together. That we be happy together. That we feel happy individually. I mean, how would we ever go on pretending all that if we actually address what's going on between us?
Say what you have to say, Lindsay.
Okay. I've been trying to get you to talk for a year. You're the one always too tired, too overwhelmed by work. I've been trying to get you to go to therapy. You say you don't believe in it. Now, because I failed to tell you where some dead body is, you're alarmed over our communication problems? How do you figure me to understand that, to not be angry over it? Think back. Try to remember the last time you touched me.
Our sex life could be symptomatic of our communication problem. That doesn't occur to you?
Excellent answer. Here's what occurs to me. You're not in love with me. You know, I may not be a mind reader, but I can certainly tell when... You know, given your newfound commitment to the truth, let's just commit to it. You're not in love with me.
Delivery for Lindsay Dole.
Get in here. Bobby, give me a second with the flower man, would you?
Excuse me?
He's a client. I need a minute. It's private. Go. Now, please. All right, now you listen. You don't talk. You're to walk out that door and never come back. You don't deliver any packages. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
You say you want to get help, but you don't really want that. What you really want is to continue to live free. Well, let me tell you, if that's your goal, do not, I repeat, do not have any direct or indirect contact with me ever again, because the police will be watching. Now go.
This is a complete end-around double jeopardy.
If a person presents the likelihood of serious harm, the court may order him confined to a mental facility for a period
Where's
of...
the evidence that he poses such a likelihood?
3 dead bodies, and he's still prowling parking lots with jumper cables.
Mr. Walsh, he was acquitted of those crimes.
On the basis of an alibi which has now been recanted.
I don't care. As a matter of law, he stands innocent of those murders. You certainly can't use those as evidence of guilt for the purpose of a Section 12 hearing.
Your Honor, his own mother stands before you concerned about his mental health. Even she...
If we started locking up people on the say-so of concerned mothers, we'd all be in jail.
You have a copy of a message sent to Ms. Gamble, which message clearly threatens.
Where's the evidence that concludes he sent it? Look, what are you trying to pull? You lose the criminal trial. You're just trying to take another whack at it with the civil proceeding, and what do you have? A concerned mother?
She lives with him. She loves him. But now she's tumbled to the idea, my God, my son is a killer. He needs medical help. He may kill again. You're right. We can't get him criminally, nor do we want to. But nor do we want to sit back and wait for him to take another life.
Your problem is a little thing called the Constitution. We don't take freedom away from a man based on fear alone. We require evidence, we require proof, beyond all reasonable doubt, whether it's a criminal trial or a Section 12.
I would submit thousands of people are locked up on the grounds of fear.
Yes, we call them Arab Americans. And if you're about to cite this country's despicable material witness scheme as support for the government's right to incarcerate at will, I would submit that you've severely misstepped. This man, as a matter of law, has been judged innocent of 3 crimes. You're actually in here trying to use those crimes as evidence against him to have him locked up civilly. That's outrageous. I don't care how well-intentioned you are or how worried sick his mother may be. Your petition is denied. We're adjourned.
Thank you. What you did was very brave.
Well, that's brave. You betrayed me, Mother.
Oh, Russell.
You betrayed me.
All right, Russell.
And you.
Aren't you afraid he might turn on you?
No. He's devoted to me. And you, for that matter. I mean, he would never...
What?
Excuse me.
Lindsay, maybe we should call the police.
Tell me why I shouldn't report you for stalking.
I will go away forever. I just couldn't leave on bad terms. As I said, you saved my life. I would do anything to either repay you or... And even though you don't care to hear it, it's important for me to say it. It's important to me that you know how much I value your loyalty. I suppose I would like to be friends. But if you don't want that, I will honor your wish.
Stanley, we're not friends. You were a client. My loyalty to you derived from duty. I don't want you to be in my life. And I don't say that to hurt you. See this woman? She's my best friend, my maid of honor, And this man is on the loose, a threat to her life. And how did he come into her life? She's a DA and she was just doing her job. You came into my life because I'm a criminal defense lawyer doing my job. We want to do our jobs and then be left alone. Can you understand that, Stanley?
Yes.
I'm going to say goodbye now, okay? And you're going to honor that.
I promise.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I think we blew it by going in too soon. Now, even if we get more, well, our credibility is suspect.
Only with that judge. We'll shop around for somebody better. You want protective custody?
He hasn't directly done anything to me or said anything.
But you're afraid.
You talking about me, I hope?
What do you want?
I'd like to file a missing persons report.
I'm sorry?
My mother, she seems to have vanished. I looked everywhere.
What have you done to her?
What have I done? There you go, jumping to conclusions again.
Where is she?
I don't know, that's why I'm here. Could you help?
She has to be missing at least 24 hours.
What's the saying? Eager beaver catches a crook. I'd love it if you could. Begin searching. I'm worried sick.
He's killed his mother.
I'm happy to go to therapy if you think that'll...
What do you think?
Lindsay, please don't get Socratic. Let's just have a conversation. And don't fire back at me my track record for conversation. Let's just start clean. All right? Let's begin with the premise that I've done everything wrong, and where do we go from here? How do I start to get things right?
That was an incredibly dishonest thing to say.
What?
Start with the premise you've done everything wrong? You don't believe that? Not for a second. Why start with the premise you believe to be a lie?
Why are you so angry?
I'm angry. At myself.
Why?
I'm humiliated to even say it. For pretending, day after day after day, that my husband's in love with me when I know he's not.
Lindsay, for God's sake. Of course I love you.
I know you love me, but... I miss being adored. I miss... Look, the idea of splitting up is unmentionable for both of us. That's why we don't mention it. Bobby, other than our son. It is so dead in this home. It has been for a while.
Look, passion, that stuff, it wanes in marriage. Especially when you have young children. Things ebb and flow. And I'm very in love with you. Do you always feel like you're in love with me?
No.
Do you ever?
Not lately. Bobby, I don't think I was aware of it at the time, but when I started my own firm, I think I was beginning a process.
Process?
Of leaving you.
Wrote that great book, Don't Be Embarrassed, about sex. But he backed out. He decided at the last minute he was uncomfortable with women.
Well, I don't know. Ted's not very good at that sort of thing.
But Mary, it's just talking.
Yeah, well, it's just talking that Ted's not very good at.
Mary, if I were in your position, you know that I would do anything I could to help me.
Can I help you?
Special delivery for Russell Bakey.
Next on the practice.
Your best chance at seeing freedom again is insanity.
What you did and what they can prove are two very different things.
Your husband received money as part of a family trust. And upon his death, that money would go to Kevin.
Yes.
Would Nancy Healy have known this?
Why didn't you cross her better? You were mush.
If I go away, who takes care of you?